It's kegging day, guys. We are kegging our Thomas Cooper's Innkeeper's Daughter's Sparkling Ale. I'll tell you about it here in a sec, but first I want to, I'm going to keg it, but I've got two bottles. I just got done bottling some seltzer and I had two bottles left over. I already got the priming sugar in it. So I'm going to go ahead and bottle these and try not to make a mess in the process. So I'll do two bottles of this beer. And then the rest I'm going to keg. I also want to take the gravity reading before we get into the kegging. That's not going well. This has been in cold crashing now for about 5 days, maybe even 6. I added gelatin about 3 days ago and put it back in to help it clear a bit. So it's looking really clear, actually, just seeing it coming through this funnel. And then I will, when we carbonate this bad boy, I'm going to do 24 hours on the gas at 35 psi, and then 24 hours off the gas, and then she's ready to drink. That's my favorite way to keg. There's different ways to do it. You can set it and kind of forget it. Lower psi. You can roll it on the ground if you want to have it like an hour. You want to spend an hour doing that. Terrible carbonation when you do that, but if you need beer quick, you can do that. When I on my brew pub, we did the 24 hours on the gas, 35 psi, 24 hours off the gas, and it carbonates perfectly. So that's all I do now. I don't play around. I do bottle a few here and there, although I can't stand bottling for this exact reason. It's just a pain in the ears. But when you're starting out, bottling is definitely the way to go because it's less expensive. You don't have to invest in as much equipment out of the gates. And I won't say it's easier because it's not easier, but financially it is. Let's get that back in there. Okay, so those two are bottled. Very simple for kegging if you've never done it before. I'm going to actually pour a little bit back in there, get a little too much in those. A big thing to do is make sure everything's sanitized. I've got buckets of Star San down there. I also keep my trusty little spray bottle full of Star San. Everything needs to be sanitized. What else can I tell you? Another key is one of the first mistakes I did when I was kegging years ago is I just put the keg underneath the spigot on the fermenter and let it rip. Bad move. Lots of oxygen gets into your beer. Not what you want. Not something you want to have happen. When I bottle, I go to these are the swing tops. I try to go to right about there, give it a little space for the gas. That the yeast is going to come back alive and eat the sugar that I add. So 1 teaspoon of just granulated table sugar is all I put in there, sucrose. And the yeast will come alive. It'll carbonate that bad boy up, and we're good to go. Put your hose when you're kegging, put it all the way to the bottom. That's key. You don't want it to splash around. Just as simple as letting her run from there. And that's kegging. So I will then connect that's my 10-pound CO2 tank. That'll go on. I'll purge it. Okay, maybe I'll show you that. I'll show you me purging it because you do want to, once you get the beer in there, you want to purge any oxygens out. So you do that with CO2. So I will come back and I'll show you that. And then we'll go ahead and set it up on the gas and get her carbonating and then give this bad boy a consumption real soon. So we'll be doing a taste test. I'm also going to grab a little bit for my hygrometer here as well. Be right back. All right. Here's the deal. First of all, you can have a nice look how clear it is, and that is Whirlflop, cold crashing, and gelatin. Okay. You can check out the videos under this video in the description. I'll put a link to how I use gelatin to help clarify it. FG was 1, so final gravity. FG 1.006. The original gravity we're guessing because we had a little mix up here, which you can watch the video. Long story short, this was a can of goo. I only used a can of goo. I did not use the malt enhancer, brew enhancer, Cooper's. And then I used an old packet of yeast. Long story short, I had stalled fermentation, so I had to repitch some yeast. And I decided I would add 1 cup of dextrose and 1 cup of sucrose, just table sugar. So that raised the ABV on it, tried it out a bit. So we're going at 1.040 is the approximate ABV. So or not the ABV, but the original gravity. So the approximate ABV is going to be between 4.5 and 4.8 is our take on it. I'm not expecting it to be a great tasting beer because I used the sugar. We'll dry it out. Looks good. Maybe with age it'll get good, but let's have a little sip before we carbonate. It smells all right. It's fine. It'll be fine. It's gonna be okay. It'll be good. Okay, I'm actually quite pleased with that. I'm a little surprised actually. So that's good. So here's the deal. She's all kegged up. I got the cover on. You want to get some keg lube to put around the seal, the rubber, I don't know what you call it, washer or what have you, don't matter. That sits on the lid of the fermenter. You want to use some keg lube or even just Vaseline to help with the seal. I find with this lid in particular, I have to do that, or you'd end up losing gas. And one way because it's leaking, one way you can test it, get yourself some Star San in a spray bottle, put some gas on, and just kind of spray around the lid. See if you're seeing any bubbling at all. That'll tell you got a leak. So I got a good seal here now because I had to play with it a little bit off camera. So this is, I can't remember if this is this would be a pin lock. So some of them, and I was gonna say, I can't remember if it's Coke or Pepsi. It'd be the ball lock that have a pressure release valve on it. I like those better. Here's why: because when you fill up your keg, you want to purge all the oxygen out with CO2. With the pressure release valve, you pump full of gas, turn the gas off, hit the pressure relief, out comes all the oxygen, close it up, hit it with gas again, do it a couple times. I have buddies who are real good brewers. They own their own brewery now. They used to brew with me at my old brew pub. They would purge like 6-7 times. I do it a couple times. This make beer easy. How you do that with these pin locks is you have to rig yourself up one of these bad boys. Okay, so you just get yourself another gas in thingamajiggy. I'm Mr. Technical here, guys. Just make beer easy. I don't even get into the technical terms. The thingamajiggy for the gas. You rig this up, and basically just a piece of tubing connected to that. I pumped it full of gas already, so I'm going to take the gas off, and I'm going to put this on the post, the gas post, and you're going to hear, hopefully not spitting beer. It is quite full, but it's going to spit gas. Yeah, hear the gas to it. Okay, so that purged it. Now I'll put it back on, turn the gas back on. What's going on here? Turn the gas on, not off. There we go. Always technical difficulties, guys. And always tons of gas in there. Long story short, you want to do that a few times. I got to see what's going on with my gas not going in. So I'm going to have to take a peek here, see what's going on. But you want to do that a few times. Fill up with gas. Take either, if you've got the pressure release, hit it. If not, rig up one of these bad boys, put her on there, release the gas a few times. And then what we're going to do, once it's all purged, I'm going to do the 24 PSI, 35 PSI, 24 hours. Okay, so I'm just going to crank this up to 35 PSI. I'm going to put her in my kegerator. The CO2 tank goes with me into the kegerator with the keg into the kegerator. And 24 hours from now, which would be 2 o'clock tomorrow, I'm going to take it off the gas and I'm going to leave it. And then when I'm ready to drink it, I just hook her back up to serving pressure and I'm good to go. So that's what I got, guys. I got to play around this, see what's going on with the gas. I'm not going to bore you with that. Pretty straightforward what I explained to you. That's how you do it. There's always some sort of bullshit with brewing. You get it brew day, kegging day, something always happens. So I got to figure out what's going on there. So I'm going to do that. If you're new to brewing, you can pick up my Brewers Bootcamp, Beginner Brewer Bootcamp. Links right under this video. If you've brewed for a while, then I also give away my top 5 personal best-selling recipes for beers at my brew pub. Links under this video as well. Reach out, you got any question, guys, and that's it. Big Rob, well, he's gone. Yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.